Hello, this is Learn to Love Yourself, Serenity with Rosie. And the topic I want to talk about today is narcissism. So, first, I want to take a deep breath, clear my energies, and I ask that our spirit guides and angels will accompany us at this time. So, what is narcissism? It's generally people generally characterize it as a personality type where they have excessive focus on their own self. But from my experience, generally, we all can have some of it. Now, the people who are actually termed narcissistic people, where there's actually a disorder, that's a little more aggressive. But generally, all of us can have narcissism qualities because, and I can't say that all of it is bad. To me, I'm not agreeing and saying it's good to be controlling, but it's basically trying to be manipulative to someone else. Now, I have had instances where narcissism sometimes can be a benefit. Like if you have someone who doesn't understand what they're doing, like I had a handicapped brother, and he would get very combative and he didn't understand. And then it was really hard with the language barrier thing. And so you would have to make him think it was his idea. And is that not manipulation? It is. But I think the thing that defines the lines is if you're doing it for their best interest or their best good, or not to take over their choices. Like if you put choices out there, you put two, just like when dealing with a child. If you put both choices that are valid that they can choose from, that way they feel like they still have a choice. So that to me is okay. Whereas people who manipulate to try to get people to do things for them, whether it's not especially in their best good or for them, it's actually for the other person, then I don't agree with that. Because now you're impeding on their free agency. And I don't know if I explained it very well. If you have questions, you can let me know. But this is just how I see it from my view. So to me, it's not a black or white thing. It's kind of a gray area. And it goes with what spirit you intend. Just like when you give a gift to someone, do you give it freely and with an open heart? Or do you give them that gift so that then they'll give you another gift back? Because everything is vibration. Therefore, the spirit that you give, it is the spirit you get back. So if you give away something, but you're begrudgingly giving it away, then you get that same experience back. And that's why other people, they'll do stuff for people begrudgingly or hurtful or whatever. But the thing you don't understand is whatever energies you're putting out into the world is whatever energies you're getting back to you. And so it's a different spin on it, to where you have to stop and contemplate and really think about what you're doing and what you want in life. It's just like the person who does the bare minimum of at work, only what they're asked to do. And then the other person who puts all that they can to make that place better. And then the other person gets upset because the one who gives their all seems to get more. It's that way with everything. Basically, you get what you give. And because everything is vibration, everything is energy. And so I hope that is a little bit more explaining what it means. Now, the thing with narcissism and narcissistic, like the disorders, where people are so hurt, to trace it back, you have an individual who, for some reason, and you can have two people with the same exact experiences, and one person will have the disorder and the other person won't. And so it doesn't especially mean circumstances cause that. It's on that person and how they handle their emotions. But generally, from what I've experienced, all the people that I have met with that disorder, they had some kind of an inner child wound, which is very deep. And most of those happen when you're little. Like you felt abandoned as a kid, or you felt, someone tormented you. And so then you felt like you had to protect yourself all the time because no one was there to protect you. So there's just so many things of where people can develop this from or not, all depending on how you perceive your reality. And it actually takes a stronger person to fight their fear. It takes a stronger person to acknowledge things and move on. And I'm not saying that, narcissistic people are not strong. That is not what I'm saying. Everyone has different perceptions of their own reality. And so it is what the person says it is. And it can feel big, and it can feel scary, and it can feel very traumatizing. And people that are truly only in that, you have to have boundaries, the other people around them, and then they feel even more secluded because now everyone doesn't like them and they don't understand that they're actually hurting themselves. And so it's a very, very, very sad situation where they're thinking everyone else is their enemy, where in truth, because they're not wanting to grow, because something hurt them so bad that they're literally have created a shell around themselves to protect themselves. And they think if they can control other people around them to do what they want, then they're safe and they're happy. And that's why, like, people who are empaths or are more set, are especially when you're first coming out learning that you have these abilities for empathy and stuff, that's why they are a big magnet to these people, because you don't have your defenses up. You haven't learned yet to have boundaries. Therefore, it's easier for them to attach themselves to you, because everyone has to have light to live. We all have to have light. Therefore, even if they take yours from you and you don't realize it, that is what they want. That's what they think they need, because they haven't figured out how to make their own light yet. And so they're trying to survive, I guess you would say. But that's why boundaries are so important when you're dealing with people that can't control themselves. Because if it's not someone that you would take advice from, don't listen to how they say you should live your life either. And it's hard. And I can imagine, I haven't been in this life in this incarnation in my narcissistic energy. There is times in the church that was the means of survival because everyone manipulated everyone. You never knew what was truth and what wasn't because things were constantly thrown at you from all different angles and everybody was trying to survive. And so more in I think that basically the same thing could easily go on where other people feel like they can't be their true self for some reason. And there's not saying there's a wrong or right answer. And that's fine because it is whatever you say it is. But I just want to encourage that if you found this video today, you needed it. And if you're stuck in these behaviors, my heart goes out to you because I can only imagine what pain you've gone through. And if you're being manipulated by someone like this, get your boundaries up. Stick to your truth. Learn to see your worth. Both of you would benefit from this. Because imagine somebody who's stuck in there thinking they're not worth anything. So they have to steal someone else's light for them to realize that they have that light within them. And everything they want from others actually already exists within them. So the one thing I do want to stress is boundaries and compassion. Because all of us at one point have had low moments. We've all had hard times. And so we should easily be able to have compassion for someone in that trying circumstance or struggle. And I'm not saying give them everything. No, you can kindly say, I see that you're having a problem. You can't manipulate me. The answer is no. But here are the tools I used to get better. Here's the tools that I used to expand my horizons and saw that there was so much more possible. Here's the steps I took to learn self-love. And if we have this approach, will be different than the approach to just shut out and hurt each other. Because love will truly save the world. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, you're welcome to like it. And you can also subscribe. And I just want to send love to everyone out there and healing if you're open for it. And remember, there is so many people out there who want to help you, but you have to ask.